not the right chords. Trust me, I know, I get them wrong all the time. Hi, I'm Nate, this is Marty. We're from Letters from New York. This is the lyric breakdown of our song MTV, which is basically about how we wish we were famous, but we're not. When I was a kid, my mama told me, don't you dare listen to anybody. You can be whatever you wanna be. So I picked up a guitar and started learning. Nothing serious, I started strumming. I looked at my mama and I said, wait and see. This is really just about how I got my start in music.
Wanting to be famous.
It's about how I want to be famous. Getting the idea that I wanted to be in a band. I was a drummer way before I was ever a guitar player, and then I started to I got interested in playing piano, so I learned how to play piano. And then one day I was like, I want to pick up a guitar, and my mom took me to Guitar Center. We bought this guitar right here. This not so beautiful Mitchell acoustic guitar that is oh my gosh, of all strings, it's missing a G string. Are we all? I took one lesson online. I learned how to play Amazing Grace, and I hated it. It was awful. So then I just started learning by myself, and my parents were pretty supportive. They were always like, if I wanted to go play music, I could go play music. I stopped playing sports. I was like a soccer player for a while, and then I was like, I don't like soccer and sports. I just want to play music. So I dropped out of that. I dropped out of Cub Scouts. I was just like a musician after that. I was like, all I want to do is play music. I'll be chilling on the MTV, so the shows at MSG. Everybody wishing they were me. Get $100 cause I'm the one you want to see. I live life under the big spotlight. Counting people cheering every night. And TMZ, they want to know my life. I guess I dreams that back into reality like oh no.
Oh no. Oh no.
So that chorus really just paints the picture of what everybody thinks, it's gonna be awesome.
Stardom.
To be famous, yeah. Playing music. Back when MTV actually had music on it instead of these trashy TV shows.
You don't remember that anyway.
I literally do. Literally do.
You're like 7 years old, bro.
I am.
I don't remember it either, and I'm older than you.
What? How do you not remember when MTV played music and had music countdowns?
I didn't have cable.
I'm just a poor boy.
Nobody loves me.
But back when MTV actually played music, that was my dream, is being on the MTV Top 10 music video countdown, all that jazz in the mornings. And playing huge shows. MSG is Madison Square Garden. I feel like that's either gonna be hit or miss with people.
MSG sounds like the thing that's in food. What is the thing? It's like a thing. Gives people headaches or something. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
He knows what I'm talking about.
No idea.
You can't see him, but he knows what I'm talking about.
Being on MTV, being on TV with our music, playing huge shows, people paying a crap ton of money for no reason just because they like our music and they want to come see us. It's a very narcissistic song. It's very vain.
100%.
But it's vibey, so people the vibes of the song surpass the narcissism in it, so you kind of forget that we're super selfish. But living life under the big spotlight, crowds of people cheering every night. I've always loved the idea of going from city to city, on a huge tour, to where you just get to say what's going on, and then a random city that you've never been to every night, and then you just go city to city to city and just play music. And the idea of TMZ wanting to know that I did something stupid pooped in a porta potty, the random stuff that TMZ's did you hear Nate Rexinger from Letters from New York pooped in a porta potty? Oh my gosh!
Wow, when did you do that?
Bro, literally 5 minutes ago, I bought one. You brought it here. Dumped.
That seems like a waste of money and time and effort.
And then it really hits home with, but that's my dream, snap back into reality. Cause
you're nobody.
I'm not. I'm literally nobody.
Same. Welcome to the club. He had this stupid acoustic song. What did you get? Did you even have the you were doing this, right?
Yeah.
And that was it for the beginning?
Yeah.
And then like, what did I do? I just like, you were playing that.
I had like the sound like the doo-doo-ba-doo.
Yeah.
I had that, but I didn't have ending because like with all these songs from All Things Considered, I just came to Marty with acoustic guitar
Like
and vocals. They were just like a shell of a song. And so Marty had the idea of making this like this 80s pop synthy anthem.
The way that I do things is I follow the song where I think that it is leading me rather than trying to take the song somewhere by the hand, because then it feels more forced. So with this song, you just started playing like that thing, and I think I had my electric guitar in my hand, and I just went, and we were like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's good.
And then in the chorus, it's got that whole. That was I don't remember how that happened.
That was like right. That was towards the end, cause like we had
all the stuff.
all the guitar, all the drums, all the bass, everything for the chorus, and then we were like, this doesn't feel right. Like it feels like it still needs something. And I was like, well, you know, it's got that 80s sort of vibe. What if we tried to add something synthy to it? And I had just been like really on a vibe of listening to this band called The Rex, who had also gone in like a really synthy direction. And I was like, I think it'd be cool to add synths because, you know, the more music I've been listening to that has that, the better I think it sounds. So then we added in that just that big that.
Did that
it's huge.
Did the synth come first or the guitar part come first? Did I write it on guitar or did I write it on piano?
I think we wrote it on piano.
You're welcome.
Started playing shows at random bar, selling the merch right out the back of my car, praying someday I will be a star, or someday. And then I wrote a couple songs nobody knew, and now I don't know what the hell I'm supposed to do. I wishing I was in somebody else's shoes, saying you'd see. So the second verse is mainly a story about when I was in my first band, Element 36. Because that was like my first real exposure to being in a band. And I'm sure the story is not too different from Willow Bay. Mm-hmm. Like playing these dumpy bars with 3 people there. Like, and it's your mom, your girlfriend.
If you have one.
And like a super coked out person from Rochester, like,
like the one dude who hangs out at the bar by himself.
Yeah, the one guy who's like, I'm gonna go listen to music, and then
don't forget the door guy.
The door guy,
he's really nice.
Yeah,
he's usually pretty chill. Love the door guy.
At beginning stages of being in a band, playing shows at random bars, and genuinely like being so small that they won't let you set up a merch table in there, or like the venue being so small that you can't set up a merch table in there, that you're like, alright, thanks, we've been so-and-so, if you want to buy a t-shirt, we'll be out in the parking lot in our car selling them. And like, I've actually sold merch from my car because they wouldn't let us set up tables.
And if it's cold outside, it's like,
this is not fun. But then just like being in that situation, being like, I want to not be in this stage anymore. I want to make it farther. And then, you know, you get into the process of writing some songs with your band that like you're super proud of, but nobody knows the words to. And so you're just like, this is my song. And they're like, okay, cool, whatever. What do you want me to do about that?
That whole concept of like pouring your heart into a thing, and everyone's just like, great, good job, okay, bye. Like,
and me being like, do you want to add this to a playlist? And they're like, why? Why? I mean, I had so many times when I was like, yo, this is one of the songs that I wrote. And then literally people were just like, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like,
yeah, nobody cares.
Putting time into a story, into recording and all that stuff just to hear like what do you want me to do about it? Like, I don't care. It's just like, that's the downside of being in a small band. Just praying that someday you'll be a star. But now you in no hurry to be up on that TV. 'Cause I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be right now, right now, right now, right now. But don't you get me wrong. I'm not stopping here, or I'll just be me, and then you will see. So the bridge is really just that sort of realization that every band you pay attention to and that's famous now started at some low point. I was at a Goo Goo Dolls concert, and they were saying that before the Goo Goo Dolls had written, I think it was Iris, the dude was like living in some random person's attic because he'd been kicked out, and so he'd hit like you gotta hit the lows and you gotta suffer through all the crap of being like a musician trying to make it, to then have those stories when you're, you know, put in your hours and then have those stories when you get famous. So it's really that way of saying, you're like, I'm confident, you know, especially with the music that we've made. I think we're all super proud of it, that we could do something with this someday. So I'm content being in my basement. We're in my basement, playing music for now, but someday I'll be on MTV.
MTV's gonna stop existing in like 5 years ago.
So someday I will be on YouTube TV. A Netflix documentary.
A Netflix documentary.
A nip slip documentary.
A nip slip documentary. I know one of those.
So that's MTV of our album, All Things Considered. Check it out on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, all that good stuff. And we will see you later.
Bye.
I'm gonna be famous or not. That's so mean. That's so weird without hitting like the actual.
I know.
I was a drummer far before I was an actual. Far before. That makes no sense.
It's fine. You're good. Keep going.
Okay.
The way that I do things is I just kind of follow the song where it goes.
Don't tell me to tell them.
Well, they're not real, so you're real. I'm looking at you.
That sounded like a moan at first.
It was. I had to cover it up. Don't be in a local band.
And just like
Don't
being.
Don't be in
Don't be a
bands.
man.
You took a guitar lesson online?
Yeah, just one. I was like 11.
I never took any lessons.
You still suck.
Ah.